What is up, guys? It's your boy Brit VR. Welcome to the show. Behind me is my website, Brit VR Crypto. Visit when you guys get a chance. Check it out. There's a lot of free content on here. Check out the website when you're done with the video. So right here, I have the Bitcoin chart for Bybit, the derivative. I have it on a 4-hour because I like to trade on a 4-hour and get an exact perspective on the market. And it's looking like we can't pass this level right here at 89.43. If we pass this level, we could see a M form, and that will bring the price down lower. But hopefully, we don't see that. We want to see this come up, pull back here, and test up higher. If we can test above this 95.60 up here, this would be very, very bullish. Okay, very, very bullish for it to go up. So right now, a lot of people got into the cryptocurrency space, especially Bitcoin, because they heard of the halving, and a lot of people jumped out after the event was done. So just be very cautious what's going on right now, and enjoy the scarcity of Bitcoin right now. Enjoy 10 minutes of 6.25 Bitcoin are popping out for these miners, not 12.5. So just be very, very happy that your Bitcoin is going to get more scarce in the future. Okay, so I woke up this morning and I typed in Bitcoin into Google, and I got JPMorgan extended bank services to Bitcoin exchanges. And after that, I was like, I can't read this because I'm not subscribed. But luckily, on Cointelegraph, they talked about the article. So let's see what really happened. It says, JPMorgan, the United States' largest bank, has reportedly taken on U.S. cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase and Gemini as customers. JPMorgan Chase is not processing Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency transactions on behalf of this, but is providing cash management services handling dollar transactions for the U.S.-based client. The bank will reportedly process all wire transactions and dollar and withdraw the automatic clearing network. So these guys are, remember, regulated. I read all this. They are regulated, so these banks really don't have anything to say. But yes, okay, we'll make sure you guys stay in service, because you guys are going to make us profits with the fees we give you guys. But remember, guys, Jamie Dimon hates Bitcoin. He said it's garbage, and then all of a sudden he says blockchain is where it's at. And blockchain was invented by Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden he's on the Ethereum network with Ethereum, and they're using the JPMorgan coin, and he still said Bitcoin is garbage. And now in April, these guys are offering services to these Bitcoin exchanges, which could put them out of business. There's a huge battle between cryptocurrencies and fiat, and you're giving them support. Why? Well, they understand the future, and the future is here. They're using the technology for the future. They want to see more technology being built on the blockchain, so they just have to keep this going. So just be very, very aware that these banks may start buying Bitcoin. Be very aware of that. Everybody saw this video. I saw this video when it first happened. I saw it on live TV, and I was like, oh my God. So billionaire Paul Jones, man, has this huge hedge fund, and he actually reported that he's buying into Bitcoin. And I put that on my Instagram and my Twitter, so check me out on Brit VR Crypto when you guys can on Twitter and Instagram. But we're going to check out the video really quick.
For a long time, you were a skeptic of Bitcoin and some cryptocurrencies, but you recently appear to have changed your mind about that. What happened?
Well, COVID happened, and the great monetary inflation happened, and that made me begin to think about, how do you want to be positioned in your portfolio going forward? So that's really what tripped my interest in Bitcoin. And you have to realize, if you just think about, say, Bitcoin versus cash, right? Bitcoin, when I think of stores of value, I think of it 4 ways: purchasing power, trustworthiness, liquidity, and portability. That's kind of the categories I put it in. So when it comes to trustworthiness, Bitcoin's 11 years old. There's very little trust in it. We're watching the birthing of a store of value, and whether that succeeds or not, only time will tell. What I do know is that every day that goes by and Bitcoin survives, the trust in it will go up. If you take cash, on the other hand, and you think about it from a purchasing power standpoint, if you own cash in the world today, you know your central bank has an avowed goal of depreciating its value 2% per year. So you have, in essence, a wasting asset in your hands. So Bitcoin, I think it's a great speculation. I've got something between 1 and I think just over 1% of my assets in Bitcoin. Maybe it's almost 2. That seems like the right number right now. It's not, for me, it's not the greatest. It's not the, the great cure for all the monetary ills, et cetera. It's a great speculation. That's what I would say Bitcoin is.
Right. Paul, do you see this, though, in relation, and I'm thinking about tech stocks now, because one of the things we have seen even over the past 2 months is just the move towards virtual. Anything that can be done virtually has had great success, whether it be Zoom or any of the big tech companies in the Valley, because we're all able to do that virtually. Is that the way you see Bitcoin? And separately, do you own gold? I was going to ask at the same time.
I have assets in gold also. I think gold can go substantially higher. And yes, the digitization of the world clearly benefits Bitcoin. I mean, we wouldn't even be talking about Bitcoin if we weren't seeing first cousins like Venmo and a variety of other ways. My children don't even carry cash. They barely even know what cash is. So we're clearly digitizing the global economies. You've seen some countries do it explicitly, like India. You're seeing other countries on the way to do it, like China. So we're getting in an increasingly digitized world, and Bitcoin will be that much more accessible by that universe of people that could own it as a store of value. When you think about every bull market, every single bull market has one common thread, an ever-expanding universe of people who own it. So there's probably, the estimates are between 55 and 70 million people own Bitcoin. We really, if you're buying Bitcoin, your bet is that number's going to go to 120 million or to 200 million. And it's kind of hard when you look around and you see that the world's becoming increasingly digitized, not to think that the preponderance of evidence at this point in time doesn't point in that direction. But again, when I think of Bitcoin, I look at it as one tiny part of a portfolio. It may end up being the best performer of all of them. I kind of think it might be, but I'm very conservative. I'm going to keep a tiny percent of my assets in it, and that's it. It has not stood the test of time, for instance, the way that gold has, which has been a store of value for 2,500 years.